Now I got these guys in front of me. Well, let me see if I can get.
Following the game, these features jerseys and hats will be available through an online auction with all proceeds benefiting Collegians. A link to the auction can be found in the game day program. Thank you for joining us for this meaningful evening. Together, let's celebrate the game we love while making a difference by the fight against cancer.
Hey, just to give you a heads up, Brendan, the headset's a little bit choppy tonight, so. To the what? Right.
It's now time starting lineup. First, for the use of Boulder tickets. Center field is number 15, Brendan Fox. Batting second, the right fielder, number 16, Jack Bell. Batting third, and doing the catcher, number 2, Yale Johnson. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 7, Ethan Pillager. Batting fifth and playing third base, number 28, Luke Casavita. Batting sixth at first base, number 24, Riley Hall. Batting seventh, second baseman, number 3, Skyler Daniel. Batting eighth, in left field, number 22, Kyle Evans. And batting ninth, designated hitter, number 8, AJ Williams. Starting pitcher this evening for the Collegians, number 12, Ashley Clark. Let's meet tonight's starting lineup for your four Collins boxes. Leading off, the shortstop, number 6, Ty Action. Batting second, center fielder, number 4, Ty Wilson. Batting third, designated hitter, number 42, Dalton Bird. Batting fourth in right field, number 32, Nick Bertucci. Batting fifth at third base, wearing number 9, Gio Nunez. Batting sixth, the first baseman, wearing number 26, Keenan Harvey. Batting seventh in left field, wearing number 1, Catcher Gladish. Batting eighth and doing the catching, number 25, Ryan Vandenberg. And batting ninth at second base, number 17, Tony Mondragon. Starting pitcher today for your boxes, number 29, Joseph Merrick.
Closing time, final day from the Fox Den in City Park. Thad Anderson with Skylar Black. It is the final summer 2026 game for the Fox's season in review. Coach, I guess we'll start with the real big picture. From when you got here to when you're going to leave here, what are the big things you're going to take away?
Being able to just have a good time doing this, being around the guys that make it easy to deal with them, having the fans to go with us, man, it's been a blessing.
Goals often change. I don't know if we can remember exactly the start of the year what the goals were. Maybe you can. But of things that were achieved this summer, what are the big ones that jump out at you?
The one goal that I do remember saying at the beginning of the year was last year they hit 58 home runs. I wanted 65, and we're sitting at 66. So we reached the one. Our real goal, though, was to make it to the top 2 in the league. We fell short of that. But overall, I think we had a really good year.
Still chasing the stolen base number tonight, right?
I believe so. I think we're 3 away from it.
Going to be running a little bit early here and get that done?
That's the plan. We got to get 150.
So you got the home run goal and the stolen base goal. So that's a couple different phases of the game.
Yep.
What would you say as you form your managerial, your coaching, persona, your profile? Bombs guy, speed guy, full game guy? Like, how do you like to approach the game?
I wanna be a full kind of game guy, or full game kind of guy. It's all fun to hit home runs, but some days you just don't have it and you got to be able to manufacture. And so I hope that whatever team I get the chance to run is somebody that we can manufacture if we have to, or we can pitch if we need to, or just always fall back on fielding.
Away from the field this summer, you obviously had a lot of time here in Fort Collins between games and traveling around some too. What are things from that jumped out at you, or that you'll be reflecting on when you get back to the home base?
Knowing how the fans treat us, hearing our guys talk when they get seen out in public, guys, oh hey, go Foxes! They'll always point at them. It means that we're doing something right, that fans will want to talk to us outside of the field, or our guys are good enough role models that families want to talk to them when they're out too.
I've coached a bunch not at this level, but just been on enough coaching staffs, and guys I remember over the years and all that. I don't think you knew Jay O'Connor before you got here. Josh Dorr also. What about that, the coaching dynamic this summer? What are you taking away?
It's been great having Jay sitting right next to me the whole entire time, helping me with the pitching staff. Always somebody I can lean on to make decisions. Having Josh around, being able to run the bases, and not have to worry about that part of the game either. They've been 2 great guys to bring along. Love having them for every minute of it.
You ever been to Australia?
Never have. It is one of the places I do want to visit.
Now you can probably crash at Jay's place, right?
He has already offered me a couch up.
You didn't know a lot of these guys. I don't know how many of these guys you knew before you got here. Was it 0?
1. Gio was the only one I actually knew.
Yeah, that's right. Not trying to single it out or play favorites or any of that kind of stuff, but anybody from what you saw early to what you see now where you went, man, like this summer made a difference, or this guy developed something?
I could say that for probably each and every one of them. The young guys, watching them learn and be able to go and learn different situations is always a big thing. Like I said, I could give you an example for probably everybody on this team, so we'll kind of leave it broad, but being able to watch these guys grow and learn the game a different way and just know the situations to be able to go that way.
But there are a couple pitching performances I know I can think of 2 that happened real recently, but pitching performances for you that really jumped out, that made you happy.
The last 2 with Daniel and Rocco going, where they both went 13 of the 14 innings that we had to go. Another big one were our 2 starters in Liberal when we were short on arms for the trip. They both stepped up, went a little deeper than they probably should have, but they took it on with open arms, and they wanted every pitch of it. And so I can't thank our pitching staff enough for gutting it out and being able to do it with us.
2 more things. One is, what's your life look like in the next week, month? How are you going to escape here and jump into the next?
After this, I'll be going back to Oklahoma Panhandle State. My wife will be on her break from school, so I'll get to see her for a couple weeks. We'll hang out, go see some family, and just relax a little bit. I got probably 20 days till school starts up now, so it'll be a quick turnaround.
Supplemental question to that. Do you love fall ball, the fall season at the college level?
Yes, fall ball's a blast. It's that last week and a half before the Fall World Series kind of becomes a drag because it's just practice. You'll get to play a little bit outside of competition, but it's always fun. It's always fun being around the guys, and it's even better the longer it goes, the closer you are to the spring.
And the last thing for tonight, you're playing Boulder. Still got a game here. What do you want to see tonight?
I just want to see the guys have a good time, interact with the fans if we get the chance. Like I said, we've done it for them the whole year. We want to keep doing it for them. Go out on a high note, go out on a win.
Great job this season. Really enjoyed how you and the group formed the culture and the identity of this squad. Great work.
I appreciate it.
Foxes baseball on a Saturday night. Last time we'll say that for summer 2026. Thad Anderson with you from City Park in Fort Collins, the Fox Den, where the Foxes host the Boulder Collegians in the final summer game for these summer collegiate quote-unquote rivals. Pitch 1 from Joseph Merrick, Strike one from righty Joseph Merrick, starting pitcher tonight for the Foxes. His catcher is Ryan Vandiver as they open this game at 6:12 p.m. Mountain Time on a Saturday night. 96 degrees smoking in Fort Collins. Strike two from Merrick. Cloud cover, thank you. No breeze, no thank you. But overall, compared to the real hot part of the day, not terrible right now. Merrick on an 0-2, gets a jam shot off the bat of Britton Fox, the leadoff man center fielder for the Boulder Collegians, will ground out back to pitcher. Nice crowd assembled tonight. The outfield brigade, the foxhole out there in right behind Nick Bertucci. Got some folks there. It'll fill in a little more tonight as you go around the outfield, and the grandstands behind home plate have filled in beautifully. Fortunately for the people on the third base side of the grandstands, the sun is behind clouds right now. That's usually a roaster over there, but not the case with some good clouds hanging out. Merrick's pitch rips through to the backstop for ball one. This is Jack File batting number 2, the right fielder for Boulder. Jack File follows Britton Fox, the leadoff batter tonight. Merrick's 1-0 pitch. That's a jam shot over the head of second baseman Tony Mondragon. A reaching, lunging effort by Mondragon. That ball was down on a bloop. And in it goes, first base hit of the game, and it's 1 on, 1 out. Yale Johnson, whose grandpa, Mark Johnson, is sitting down in the front row. He actually does have the front row. If you remember the old Bob Uecker front row, that was the absolute top corner of the stadium as far as home plate, as far from home plate as possible. Coaching legend and ABCA Hall of Famer, along with a number of other Halls of Fame. Mark Johnson, the former Cherry Creek coach, sits down behind his grandson, who takes strike one, 0-1 count to Yale Johnson, number 3 batter, the catcher for the Boulder Collegians tonight. Good roster for the Collegians. We've got talent on talent tonight. Yale's going to pop this on the infield. Keenan Harvey, beautiful. Easy, simple, fine, right, whatever. But that is absolutely the play. Ball in front of the faces of the infielders on the corners. They should take it. Ball anywhere beyond the head level on a pop-up behind the corner infielders. That's a middle guy's ball. Keenan Harvey was all over that immediately off the bat. Takes the pitcher off the hook. Don't have to worry about trying to field it off the bump. And he stopped Tony Mondragon, the second baseman, from attacking as Keenan reacted immediately and communicated well. 2 outs, pop up by Yale Johnson. Now they bend on that, will land it just outside the zone. 69 miles per hour on a curveball. Ethan Fillinger, the shortstop, batting number 4 here. Ethan has some power pop. Hot day. Runner's going to take off. That ball bending away. Tough receive, and that stolen bag is attained. Jack File in safely now in scoring position. The runner on 2. Jack File with Ethan Fillinger on a 2-0 count. The advantage for the 4 batter here. Joseph Merrick has been a IQ guy on the mound from what I've seen this summer. He knows first base is available and open here. He'll go nibble on the very outer edge and grab a strike, get back to 2-1. My thought process was the righty starter Merrick not going to give in on 2-0 and feed something to the cleanup man Fillinger, and he dots the outer edge. 2-1 count. Stays down, away, fouled back quickly to a 2-2. Fastball from Merrick coming in at 85 miles per hour. Now Fillinger has to activate the more defensive mentality. 2-2, 2 out, runner on 2. Deuce is wild. The pitch. Breaking pitch is fouled away out of play right side. 9-inning ball game scheduled on this Saturday night. Wild Brats food truck is here. Dish Creamery. Froyo, as the cool people say. Frozen yogurt to people like me who are uncool. Both in the house. If you're in town streaming, get on down here. Fun night at City Park. 2-2 pitch from Merrick. Got a pick move back to 2 and had a huge gap. Runner didn't take off, but Jack File, the runner, was skipping, and Merrick, inside move, twisted it back to second. Both middle infielders were in their defensive spots. Ty Acton at short and Tony Mondragon at second. Here's Merrick's 2-2 pitch with 2 outs. fouled off again. Nice job by Fillinger as he lets that travel, gets rid of it for another pitch. 87 miles per hour on the fastball. Good giddy up from Merrick. Corner infielders, Gio Nunez, Genesis Nunez at third base, Keenan Harvey at first. Nick Bertucci's in right in his third season finale tonight for the Foxes. Catcher Gladish in left. Center fielder Ty Wilson. 2-2 pitch. That one breaks, and Ryan Vandiver, the catcher, beautiful work on that pitch to wrap around it and use the first base side of his protective gear. Now a 3-2 pitch, and that one will miss too. So Fillinger earns it, fouls off some pitches, and Merrick, as expected, never gave in to the four-batter. And now Luke Gossathiel, third baseman, batting number 5. Luke out of Fossil Ridge High School. I've seen this kid since he was 10, and before that also, Luke won a home run derby we ran through Fort Collins Baseball Club back when he was 10 or 11 years old. The MLB Junior Home Run Derby. Luke hit one out of Spring Park to clinch it, knew he had the numbers to go to Kansas for the regional round, and at 10 years of age, Luke, right when he hit it, knew he had clinched it, knew he was traveling. As the ball came off the bat, he yelled, "Kansas!" Another inside move. Ball rolls slowly into center field, and that will move up Jack File. So Merrick again ran the inside move and had the runner off there. Middle infielders a little slow to react, not expecting it necessarily. That wasn't a called play. I think Merrick just trying to creatively get out of that inning. Good hitter here. Gossathiel, it's 0-1 the count, 1 strike to Luke. That error charged to pitcher, throwing it back through to shallow center field, down at the toes of Gossathiel. Gaca-Thiele. Gossathiel, the last name, sister and elite swimmer who went off at Fossil Ridge High School too on the prep swimming scene, and went on to currently in her collegiate swimming career. Inside working Luke in tight and misses again there. It's 3-1 the count. Gossathiel, USC, Southern California swimming program, going to get her services. Luke going to head to Columbia in the Ivy League for his collegiate days. He'll ground out there. And the Boulder Collegians strand a pair. They had a single and a walk in the inning. Ground out to Tony Mondragon at second base. Closes the top of 1-0 for the Collegians. It's Acton, Wilson, Berg. Ty Acton, Ty Wilson, Dalton Berg leading off the offense for the Foxes in the bottom of the first.
I'm Avery Cherry, and I would say my favorite memory is almost getting into a fight with the Casper Spuds. Big thanks to all of the Foxes family, the fans, everybody who runs this and makes it go smoothly. It's been a great summer. Thank you.
This is Dane Wyman. My favorite memory from the summer was beating Rocky to win the Gabe Hando tournament, and thank you, Preston.
And thank you, Dane. Dane Wyman joining the Foxes roster tonight in the finale. Another pitching arm available, 2026 grad from Timnath High School. Dane Wyman in the house, and got him involved in our in-game comments from players on the finale night for the Foxes. Pitch one from Asher Clark is strike one to tie Acton. And skips through, and Acton skips over it. Jump rope on the pitch from Asher Clark. Asher, University of Northern Colorado. Saw Jack File bat in the first inning. He's also a UNC Bear. Ethan Fillinger, who walked in the first, one of those guys. Yale Johnson batted in the first, another UNC guy. Pitches inside to Acton. Seeing 4 UNC Bears on the roster for the Boulder Collegians, led by Tony Rucco and Kent Gregory, pipeline of in-state collegiate players. 2-1 pitch to Acton. He'll swing and miss on that. Strikeout cancer night. Fox is wearing the first time in the season pinks tonight. In-game auction online going on to auction off jerseys to raise funds to help in the fight against cancer. Asher Clark comes set, sends the pitch, missed wide, and the first AB of the game for the Foxes will go full to tie Acton. Shortstop Acton is batting leadoff. Here's the jerseys. In the first base dugout where the Foxes hang out for the final time in 2026. 3-2 pitch from Clark. He'll have to do it again. Joseph Merrick wound up hanging up 20 pitches in the first inning. Fox's starter Joseph Merrick had to go 20 to get out of that first after looked like he might wrap it up more quickly. A couple of long ABs with some foul-offs. Now Acton doing the same on the other side to Asher Clark. 7th pitch of the leadoff at-bat. Quality at-bat indeed from Ty Acton. Acton knocks that towards center. Crowd likes it. Crowd loves it. That'll bounce under the glove of a sliding Britton Fox. Acton is around second, heading to third, looking over his shoulder for the throw. He'll stand up into third base. Triple for Ty Acton. Clean single indeed, and the effort play in center trying to come on and get that by Britton Fox. Ball skipped through, and Acton takes 3 bags. Triple for Acton. With the Foxes, that is the 10th triple of the season. For Ty Acton, his first in less than 1 month of roster membership with the Foxes. Leads off with the 10th triple of the year for Fort Collins. This is their 40th game of the season. They'll end with an even 40 this year. Clark's pitch bends to the zone. Strike to Ty Wilson, number 2 batter for the Foxes. Ty Wilson, curveball at 75 miles per hour and a 1-1 count. Daltonberg on deck. Ty Wilson fires the hands and flails at that pitch that dodged the bat of Ty Wilson. Another curveball, 79. Asher Clark working the sequencing here. He'll come with something away. That'll be a loose third strike. Yale Johnson, the catcher, will throw him out. Ty Wilson is out on strikes 1 away. Swinging strike 3. Bounce. Nice play behind the dish by Yale Johnson, catcher. He's the battery mate of Asher Clark. And they've got their first out. Only thing in the last couple weeks that has been able to cool off Dalton Berg was the rain on Thursday night that rained out the game with the El Paso County Baseball Miracles. Dalton red hot, and the weather finally what could cool off the lefty. Batting number 3 for the Foxes. Dalton Berg watches the first pitch. It broke in toward his ankles and landed for a ball. That shot right there. Asher Clark is tall. He looks like a giant on the City Park mound, looming over batter Dalton Berg. Catcher Yale Johnson, plate umpire Alec Perney. Berg swings and slices that foul over the third base dugout. That one bounces in the parking lot. Might have gotten a piece of the Wild Brats truck over there. So 1 out, runner on third. Collegians and Asher Clark, the pitcher, would love to get one more, something soft here and out that gets him to 2. Berg trying to punch in the first run of the game for the Foxes' leadoff triple. The strikeout was a big one for Clark on the mound, getting Ty Wilson and leaving that runner at third. So now with 1 out, so many more ways to produce the run here for Berg. The lefty roller to the first base side should score the runner. That one out on the edge misses. Good pitch on 1-2. Now 2-2. Asher Clark on 2-2 to Berg. Got him, rung him up looking, and Dalton Berg is the second of back-to-back strikeout victims. That one looking, 4-2 away. Sinker at 84 miles per hour, 84 on the sink, and it was beautifully placed. Cash in the strikeout of potentially the hottest hitter in Colorado over the last handful of weeks. 5 consecutive games with a home run for Dalton Berg. He's out on strikes. Here's Nick Bertucci batting number 4. Now 2 outs and a runner on third. Strike 1 to Nick. Nick's seen a lot of first pitch breaking balls this season. His teams try to slow down the power bat of Bertucci's sinker there at 84 miles per hour. Open stance for Bertucci. He lifts that one to left, fading back toward the track. It's going to stay in the yard right along the corner and left, and it's caught just in front of the track. Ball launched tall to Kyler Adams in left field, and that's a nice escape by Asher Clark. His battery mate Yale Johnson behind the dish. They get away after a leadoff triple from Ty Acton. Strikeout, strikeout, fly out, no scoring in the first inning by either squad. Second inning comes up. Riley Hall, Skylar Daniel, Kyler Adams will bat.
Hey guys, it's Brody Belanger here. My favorite memory has to be the first game of the season that I played when I hit an absolute nuke in the left field to put us up by a run or two. It was pretty fun. And then off the field, one of my favorite memories is just going to the lake with the guys. Love paddleboarding and fishing with them and teaching Gino how to fish. And then I got to give a shout out and a big thanks to Jay here. It's the best BP thrower I've ever had. He's awesome. And then shout out to Preston and Miss Rochelle. Thank y'all very much. And Coach Skyler.
Top of the second, scoreless after one. Haven't said that for a while. Fox's offense has been big time. Here's a ball down the left field line, going to be tough on the run, reaching up and catching that in left. Right at the line is the Fox's left fielder on the run, catcher Gladish. Nice play by Gladish for one out. That was Riley Hall, the first baseman, who hopped in and got right to work. First pitch, fly out down the left field line, one away. Skylar Daniel plays second base. He'll bat now. Skylar, University of New Mexico. Lobos in Albuquerque. His bat looks like my fungo. Freaking me out. You ever tried to hit live pitching with a fungo? That's not a fungo, but paint job matches mine. In and missed the zone, tight under the elbows of Skylar Daniel. Kyler Adams due up next, batting 8th in the order. There's a strike, down and out part of the zone. Joseph Merrick got that good for a strike. Kyler Adams next, then E.J. Lines, the DH, will bat number 9. There's a solid single into left. Good barrel shot. 2 hops out into left field to the left fielder Gladish, who cycles it in, and the third base runner of the game for Boulder Collegians is on base. Boulder's record this year, 10-14, just their 25th game of the year. Not as thick of a schedule as the Foxes are playing with their 40th game happening tonight. 15 more games than Boulder. This is the finale for the Collegians, also out of Boulder, their last game of the year. They were at Hayes in Kansas last weekend, split a 2-game set on Saturday and Sunday, beating Hayes 10-4 on Saturday and losing 7-4 on Sunday. Bouncing pitch, Vandiver shuts that down with a block at the plate, keeping Skylar Daniel standing still at first. Joseph Merrick, pick move perfectly placed, right on the back pocket, diving back. Skylar Daniel, close, safe. First base umpire Mason Boscia right there on the call. That ball is bashed into left field. Gladish retreating, jumps and makes the catch in front of the track. What a play in left by catcher Gladish. That ball was roped by Kyler Adams. Adams played for the NoCo Prospectors with catcher Gladish last summer. Just lined out to his old teammate. And Kyler, I didn't see him tip the cap on that one. He probably didn't appreciate that. Not going to give the love. Catcher would not be one of your tall outfielders, listed at 5'8". He robbed a home run last year, catcher did, out there in left field on this field at City Park when he played for the Prospectors. He took a home run away, had a game where he hit a home run in that game, and he robbed one. That one, he made the hard run back toward the track and then jumped and stabbed it for 2 outs. Good frame up by Vandiver. Good pitch from Joseph Merrick. 0-2 the count. It's E.J. Lines DHing. Lines plays at Metro State. And Lines will watch a strikeout pitch with a little bend on it from Joseph Merrick. How about that for an inning from Merrick after the 20-pitch first inning? He just had to go 11 in that inning to get through the bottom 4 in the order. And the Foxes have cleared 2 innings with nothing allowed to the Collegians. They'll bat in the bottom of 2. Gio Nunez, Keenan Harvey, and catcher Gladish.
Tony Mondragon. Favorite memory is that walk-off the other day was pretty sweet. It was a special night, and yeah, it was pretty sweet. Thanks to the Foxes community, all the fans, and everyone just for hooking us up. It was a fun summer.
is Genesis Nunez, and my favorite memory here was my first homer here. It was a great moment. Really like when the announcer said, "Welcome to Fort Collins, Gio Nunez," with the first opening bomb of the season. And I really like also celebrating with my teammates after that, and it was really great. I most really appreciate it to Rochelle and Preston for giving me the opportunity to come here and play in Colorado, which it was really fun. It's a really nice state to be at.
Thanks to Genesis Nunez, who leads off the bottom of the second, shared his thoughts as we close the season for the Foxes, hearing from players throughout the game between innings with their memories and appreciations. 1-1 count to Nunez on the KeyBank scorebug. That'll be upstairs for a 2-1 count. KeyBank, your goals, KeyBank's priority, everyday banking, big life moments. KeyBank is here with Smart Solutions personal support. Visit one of 3 Fort Collins or Loveland locations. Exclusive sponsor of Fox's Streams, KeyBank. Nunez swipes that foul and hit himself with it. Genesis is like, whoa, no, let's not clap our hands right now. Everybody don't clap your hands. That hurt. Everybody stumble around the batter's box. Foul off. No protective gear down on the lower extremities for Gio Nunez. Doesn't wear the shin guard, ankle guard, and he wrapped that one off the lower part of his leg. Now fouling that away on the right side. Coming again with a 2-2 pitch from Asher Clark. It's way wide. Skips back to the screen. Nick Bertucci comes running out on a sprint to clean up the loose stuff, beating Tony Rucco to the ball. There's a little challenge there. Bertucci getting almost all the way over to the Collegians on deck circle on the third base side to beat Rucco, the head coach manager for the Collegians. 3-2 pitch here, leading off with Nunez. That bender got the zone. 3-2, that's an impressive pitch, relying on, trusting in your stuff, and that one bends to the zone, backward K, one away. Third strikeout in 4 outs recorded by the Collegians and their starting righty Asher Clark. Now it's Keenan Harvey for Fort Collins. Pitches down to the 6'5 Harvey. He's glad his knees are part of a 6'5 frame. That made that zone a little too tall for the low delivery from Clark. That one's a jam shot. Yale Johnson will chuck the mask and make that catch. Midway onto the grass, heading back to the backstop. He was halfway across the grass toward the back screen and behind home plate. And Yale Johnson gloves out number 2. Good pitch again from Asher Clark. Saws off Keenan Harvey. Fox's offense, like I said, has been a juggernaut over the last several weeks, really. That ball fouled back out of play from catcher Gladish, who's already turned in some contributions, looking to do something here with 2 outs in the bottom of 2. Foxes had their 6 consecutive games in double-digit scoring end against the Colorado Lumberjacks on Wednesday, but they won 8-0. 8 runs, nothing to sneeze at. That was a 7-inning ball game, and they got 8 runs. If that would have been a 9-inning game, I imagine double figures again. But they had a run of 6 consecutive games in double digits. Credit to the Collegians starting this game, at least in the first 2 frames. And heavily on the arm of Asher Clark, holding this offense off of any kind of scoring. They got the leadoff triple to Foxes from Ty Acton in the first, and then 3 consecutive outs. Now, first 2 are out. Gladish An appeal on that was not granted. No swing from Gladish. He's got a 2-1 advantage in the count. Call it 2-1 even, really. 2-1's not much of an advantage. You're 2 balls and 2 strikes away from capping it off. Now he takes strike 2, and it's deuces again, this time with the bases clear. One rips inside, and Yale Johnson had it clang off of his catcher's mitt. If Gladish would have swung at that, he would have reached first on a ball back to the screen. Wouldn't have anticipated that misconnect for the battery. Tony Mondragon handles cleanup duties behind home plate on that loose ball. Now full count with 2 outs. Clark's pitch. Swing and a miss from Gladish. That is 4 strikeouts through 2 innings for Asher Clark. Fantastic stuff. The UNC Bear will be back in Greeley here in the next few weeks to report to Mike Anderson's squad. He's got a nice couple frames. Host families being recognized tonight. It's Strikeout Cancer Night also at the Fox Den. Through 2 innings of a 9-inning ball game, no score.
My name is Ryan Vandiver. My favorite memory from the summer was the first time we went up to Casper and we got a little chirpy with the Spuds. That was a really fun game, fun series, and I want to thank Coach Jay for 2 years here with the Foxes, Coach Black for just always be willing to help us with some extra work, and then Jay and Rochelle and Preston for all the things they do behind the scenes.
Third inning now, 9-inning ball game. Joseph Merrick has thrown 31 pitches before that to open the third inning. 32nd pitch of the game for Merrick is ball 1. Asher Clark on the flip side has thrown 34 pitches through 2 innings. Swing and miss for top of the order, Britton Fox. Merrick struck out E.J. Lyons looking to end the second. Now he's going to put up a second strike against Britton Fox, quickly working into the advantage in the leadoff at-bat of the third inning. Britton Fox, another of the UNC Bears outfielder, playing center today. Britton, top of the order guy. He's going to hang around here a little bit, I'd imagine, as he fouls one away. Good pitch from Joseph Merrick. Swing and nothing there. Fooled him. Went off speed and spun it, and Britton Fox is out swinging. It's consecutive Ks for Merrick on the mound, ending the last inning on lines and starting this inning with a strikeout of Fox. Jack File singled his first time up. Jack, Haverford College, collegiately. He'll absorb strike 1, outer edge. That's just about unhittable. Little heat on the down away part of the zone. Good pitch. Alec Perney behind the dish. Mason Boscia down the first base line. Anthony Christensen, the third base line, our 3-umpire crew. And now Joseph Merrick is toying with guys. breaking ball that disappears from the swing. It was one of those cartoon-looking swings, Bugs Bunny style, with the break on that pitch from Merrick. Stays out there with some bend, and that one will miss the zone, and File lays off for a 1-2 count. There's a breaking ball that's in the zone. He stayed away, and then he changed the eyeballs of the number 2 batter, Jack File, who stood there and winced after that hit the catcher's mitt of Ryan Vandiver. 3 consecutive Ks going back to last inning for Joseph Merrick. How about the Foxes here on the finish of the season with the pitching performances? And he'll get a big swing and miss. Yale Johnson popped out to Keenan Harvey at first base his first time up. Scrolling through the stats of Joseph Merrick. Another swing and a miss. Man, Merrick's got his stuff moving. It is a little more humid here tonight than it's typical for Colorado. Now, Brody Belanger and some of the boys from humid states like Louisiana would laugh at that comment, but there's some humidity in the air, and looks like the pitchers are using it. Another breaking ball that's rolled towards short, about a 17 hopper. Acton picked out by Keenan Harvey. Shortstop Ty Acton to Keenan Harvey. ABC, 1, 2, 3. Strikeout, strikeout, ground out. Fox, File, and Johnson go away without reaching, and it'll be the number 4 batter, Fillinger, due up next time the Collegians come around in the 4th inning. First for the Foxes, it's the 8, 9, and 1. Ryan Vandiver, Tony Mondragon, Ty Acton now being beckoned to home plate to start the bottom of the 3rd inning in a good-looking ball game early on.
Hi, my name is Joseph Merrick, and I want to say my favorite memory from this summer with the Foxes was going to Larks Park just a couple weeks ago and playing some pretty cool ball games down there. And I want to say a big shout out and thank you to all the Foxes fans, especially all the host families and Rochelle especially. Thank you.
Last out of the last inning for the Foxes was catcher. Now batting catcher, Ryan Vandiver. Gladish struck out to end the bottom of 2, and now Ryan Vandiver has the top of the 3rd leadoff assignment. Tony Mondragon, the second baseman, due up next. Ty Acton back to the top of the order. Big chopper out towards short. Second hop, questionable, and not in time. Talked about it all year. Ryan Vandiver can run. Athletic catcher, and he gets down the line. You could tell off the bat that had a shot. Infield chop single. Fox's second hit of the game. Ty Acton led off with a triple. 6 consecutive guys were out. Now Vandiver will have a courtesy runner, and they're going to put in some height here, rebounding at first base. Avery Cherry will run. All 6 feet 4 inches of Avery. Tony Mondragon, will he bunt? Not that pitch, it's a ball. Kraut, sausage, and cucumber salad from the Wild Brats truck. What's your selection tonight, Shannon? Don't know yet. 1 ball, no strikes. Avery Cherry courtesy running at first base. Tony Mondragon swings, and there's a strike against Mondragon. Ryan Vandiver, that high chopper towards shortstop. I said questionable second bounce. Ethan Fillinger playing out there at short. Such a high hop with spin on it. You don't really know where that second one's going to go. It gave him a pretty true hop. It did play right to Fillinger, but he did nothing wrong there. He had to play that on the second hop after the huge first high hop. Made the glove play in the exchange quickly. Clean infield hit for Vandiver. 1-2 count. Mondragon grips up and leaves that off the edge of the plate. We think Spicy Swine, Blue Shroom, Mountain Man, Hoppin' Rattler. No, it's going to be there's a quarter-pound all-beef hot dog. No, it's going to be the Colorado Corned Bison and Swiss. Wild Brats, thanks for being here, Craig. Bouncer Mondragon, foul, third base side. Ohio Silver. That's the William Tell overture right there. 2-2. End of the bat, popped above second. That won't clear the infield dirt. That'll be shy of the outfield grass. Mondragon kind of wet noodled that one. It got the end of the bat. 1 away. Top of the order here, Action Acton. I mentioned the other day talking to Ty, leadoff batter and shortstop. Last name Acton, A-C-T-O-N. He said when name got transferred across start of July when he was going to come up here from Arizona to play ball with the Foxes. He's going to hit a hard shot towards second. Nice play at second, but they can't convert the front end. The play there probably was to first base for a second out. It'd be probably the highly recommended play. Running hard to the first base side. Good glove play by the second baseman, Skylar Daniel. He tried to spin to make the throw to Fillinger at the bag at 2, and he couldn't get the grip. He still would have had him in time, but after all that, I think the right move would have been to give up on that lead runner and take the out at first base. It'll be an error on the second baseman. That's a tough one on a play that was challenging. Fielder's choice off the bat of Ty Acton and a misplay on the front end of that attempt to get the lead runner. Ty Wilson struck out his first time. Ty not a big strikeout guy, so you'd imagine that he's ready to do something different here, and he's got the skill set to do so. Chance to put the first runs of the game on the board. I say that, and Ty Wilson is quickly into an 0-2 situation. Tap that foul, stay alive, rolls to the third base on deck circle. Each team with 2 hits in the game. Did he go? No. The appeal down the first base line. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Good stuff from the starter Asher Clark for the Collegians. He's been gaining momentum, getting his feel. As the game has progressed. Throwing a full smorgasbord of pitches at the Foxes, and he gets Ty Wilson on an offer. Ty, that pitch elevated, tied him up, and he tried to hold back. He did go around, and that's a second out on the check swing strikeout by Ty Wilson. Dalton Berg cooled off on Thursday by the torrential rains that flooded this field. We were here for the game. You might have seen it if you were streaming that night. Went to a delay first from 6:05 Mountain to about 6:30 Mountain, and then a huge storm came in just after 6:30 and washed it all away. Berg toward the gap. Nobody's going to get there. Foxes are going to get on the board. Acton will get first to third head first. That ball hit, I think, his shoe or his leg. I don't know where it got tied, but he's safely in, and that will allow a move up to second base by Berg. Dalton not cooled off. He struck out his first time, but don't be fooled. Dalton Berg, two-time state wrestling champion at Meade High School, played soccer, wrestling, baseball at Meade. Ty Acton working it out over at third base. He went in head first. You can see he splashed down with full force as far as the dirt damage went. Ground a little softer than it has been all summer after the big rains. Dalton Berg RBI single. Dalton moved to second on the throw. Ty Acton going first to third on that. Drew a throw. And after a little bit of gathering, he'll be back at it at third base with Berg behind him at second. 1-0 Foxes in the bottom of the third. Nick Bertucci. Two teammates lurking in scoring position. Genesis Nunez on deck, first base open. New count to Bertucci. Nick flew out to left field his first time up. That's in on the elbows. Just missed the protective guard of the left arm of Nick Bertucci. He spins away, ball one. Now upstairs to Bertucci. Asher Clark resetting. He's got two outs here, a pop out and a strikeout in the inning. Clark right at 50 pitches now in this start, working in the third inning. Here's one he rips into the zone. Good pitch, tight, sharp movement into the zone. 2-1 count. Looked like fastball on 2-0 and then had some finish on it. 2-1. Bertucci then fooled by that pitch. He taps it foul, checked his swing, and it fouled over the right side. Two count. Clark on the mound, trying to close the third. Fox's first team onto the scoreboard. Avery Cherry scored as the courtesy runner on that base hit from Berg. Bertucci on 2-2, launches that high over the infield. Second base, in on the dirt. Long fall for that ball, hung up in the sky. Bertucci pops out to second base, and the third inning closes. Dalton Berg's been the guy in July, and he just did it again. RBI single from Berg puts in the first run. It's 1-0 Foxes after three. It's Ethan Fillinger, Luke Gossathiel, and Riley Hall coming up for the Collegians.
Hey, this is Keenan Harvey. A memory I have from the summer is hitting that walk-off home run to win it. And thank you, President Rochelle, for the summer.
Joseph Merrick starts the fourth, looking as good as he has through three, burning one by the swing of Ethan Fillinger. Right-hander Merrick, 45 pitches. 46th is a ball for Joseph Merrick. Of those 46 pitches up there on the screen, good strike rate, up and over 30 strikes in those 46. About a 2-to-1 strike to ball situation for Merrick so far. Merrick in appearances on July 10, July 13, July 19. He'll get a soft reach and tap. Mondragon runs in from second base and catches that. Tony's got the first out caught. Fillinger pops out. Now Luke Gasathiel. Grounded out to second baseman Mondragon his first time. Fourth appearance of the summer for Joseph Merrick. Good work here in July by Merrick. He gets the swan song curtain call finale start for the Foxes. He went 1 inning in Hayes on July 10, 4 innings in Dodge City on July 13, and then the July 19 game, he goes 4 innings again. That was a 17-7 win over Slammers North. Strike to Gasathiel. .86 pitches against Slammers North on July 19 for Merrick. So he went heavy on that start. This is his third start of 4 appearances tonight. Came into tonight with 7 walks, 9 strikeouts across 9 innings. He busts one down and finishes below the strike zone. Almost got Luke Gasathiel going on that pitch. But he lives to see another. He's crumbled by that one, but again holds back the swing. Luke, an elite hitter. Had opportunities, among them, it was Arizona State was in the mix, but Columbia in the Ivy League wanted him, and that's what he wanted, was Ivy League. He drives this to Gladish in front of the track to the wall. That'll hit right at the base of the wall. Down it goes, and Luke Gasathiel will pull up at second base with a double. Blasted that ball. He's been hitting some bombs here in just a few games at the Boulder Collegians. He didn't play all summer with these guys and then joined late, and he's been swinging it. He's 1 for 2 with a double. 1 out. First runner to reach second base for Boulder since the first inning. We're in the top of the 4th now. Jack File got there in the first, the second batter of the game with a single and a stolen base. And ended up at third in that first frame. Luke out at second base. Big first swing from Riley Hall. Riley jumped on the first pitch he saw last time and flew out to left. Swung and missed on that one, the first baseman Hall. Now he's tangled up by a breaking ball. Merrick, beautiful pitch. Riley Hall, Quincy University for Riley. There's the inside move. Acton's inside. Ball bounces loose. They had Luke Gasathiel leaning again. Merrick running that inside move. Haven't seen a whole lot of that across any of our summer collegiate ball. So Merrick, I talked about some IQ, some understanding of game flow. And every time he's run that, he's had a guy bouncing off the bag. That one they had him, but the ball was dropped. This ball will drop in right field, and that's going to be in the gap, right center. That'll score Luke Gasathiel. The double pays off. Riley Hall punches him in. It's 1-1. RBI for Hall. Skylar Daniel bats next. Quincy University in Quincy, Illinois. It's the school of Riley Hall at first base now. Skylar Daniel, a little more familiar collegiate home around these parts of the country at UNM, Lobos of New Mexico in Albuquerque. He took strike one. Now he'll take and get strike two as that breaking ball took an extra moment for the plate umpire Alec Perney to evaluate it. Good break on that. Managed to get it to the zone. Before tonight's start for Joseph Merrick, he'll break a pitch off the outer edge, just missed. Merrick had allowed 5 runs, but just 3 earned in his 9 innings before tonight. 5 runs, 3 earned through 9. Now he's got 1 against him here in the 4th. And he strikes out Skylar Daniel as he paints the outside, working down. Backward strikeout, backward K. For Merrick, no strikeouts in the first. He K'd 1 in the second. 2 strikeouts recorded in the third by Merrick, and now his first of the 4th is his 4th of the game. 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, back pick to first. Harvey throws down the tag, and sliding back safely is Riley Hall. That was close, though. Great throw from Vandiver, and a nice backside tag from Keenan Harvey, catching and swiping behind his leg. At the bag, breaking ball, that's headed toward the gap in right center. That's going to be down. How fast can Riley Hall get around the bags? He'll get to third, and the stoplight comes on. As the Foxes will see the second double of the inning. This one from Kyler Adams. That'll move Riley Hall to third with 2 outs. E.J. Lines, 2 doubles in the frame. 1 run so far. Kyler Adams playing left field tonight. He's a catcher. This is primary Dakota Wesleyan University Kyler Adams spot. Lines will swing for strike 1. Lines now a 1-1 count. Breaking ball is a beauty. Lines pulled away from that and then froze and watched it land firmly in the zone. Again, the stuff with movement has moved well tonight, really for both guys, using some of the humidity here. Now a fastball will end that. For the second time tonight, he gets Lines, this time swinging. And Joseph Merrick sees a couple doubles end up with a run across for the Collegians. It's 1-1, bottom of the 4th inning. The report from the Wild Brats food truck is that the line is long. Get over there now if you want your brats. It's going to be a little wait while Craig gets your stuff fed up to you, but well worth the wait over at the Wild Brats food truck. The strikeout capping off the top of the 4th leaves the score at 1-1. Stranding runners at 2nd and 3rd. The Foxes have Genesis Nunez to lead off in the 5 spot as we start the bottom of 4.
My name is Daniel Hudak. My favorite memory is probably throwing the 6th-inning shutout of the year for pitcher BP that we sadly did not get because of the rain. And I want to give a huge thank you to Preston and Rochelle and the Foxes program for allowing me to come in and making it a pretty great summer to come and be around.
When I feel like
That was 11 Foxes players greeting you, welcoming you back to City Park. That was captured on the season opening dinner and uniform distribution out in the green belt behind Rochelle Reynolds' house across the street from the Munch residence. Thanks to Preston Munch and Rochelle Reynolds and the entire cast of Foxes characters who make this all happen in the summer. 11 Foxes collaborated on that greeting that I just played for you. Nunez bangs that off of the front of the mask of Yale Johnson. Ouch. Time will be bought by the plate umpire Alec Perney after a pitching change. Caden Calcao. It's C-A-L-C-A-O. I believe that's who I've got on my rosty. Has an 0-2 count against Genesis Nunez. Caden Calcao looking at a 1-2 count. Genesis Nunez, who just sent one over the foul pole, fair to Loveland, which is 10 miles away. Welcome to Fort Collins, Genesis Nunez, and farewell from Fort Collins to Genesis Nunez. In his earlier audio, you heard tonight a memory and thank you from Gio. He said his first bomb of the year here, and being announced welcome to Fort Collins, he's going to cap his time in Fort Collins this summer with a game with a bomb. That was a no-doubter, and it looked fair off the bat. It had some hook to it, but it traveled high and far over the foul pole in left. 2-1 Foxes on the leadoff blast, and there's a base knock from Keenan Harvey. Harvey with a single, tossed the lumber aside as he trotted down the first base line. Catcher Gladish, next man up. Genesis Nunez, when I was talking to him before the game tonight, I don't know if he was giving me credit or he was giving me a little bit of, what up, dog? Come on now. First pitch to Gladish coming. Long wait. And that's wide of the zone. Harvey will take second base on a wild pitch. Gio Nunez said to me before the game, hey, yeah, he said there was this one game I was watching after the fact on the screen, and I said, something about Nick Bertucci had more home runs than the rest of the team combined at that time in the season. And Genesis said, I took that as a sign I needed to step it up with the power game a little bit. That he has done. Genesis Nunez just hit his 14th home run of the season. This is the 40th game of the year for the Foxes. 14 bombs for Genesis. Nick Bertucci has 16. So Nunez, 2 home runs behind Bertucci to lead the team. Dalton Berg with 8, 5 of those in the last 5 games. 6 bombs for Harvey, Short, and Gladish. Harvey at second, Gladish in the plate. He'll lob that to right. Coming on, not able to get there. That ball will drop in right and move Harvey over to third base. Keenan had to wait to make sure that ball couldn't be caught in right field by Jack File, who did pull up and let it bounce. Made the right call on that. Runners on the corners. Caden Calcow has taken over in this inning after Asher Clark went through 3, gave up 1 run to the Foxes. Bouncing pitch, ball 1. Ryan Vandiver singled his first time up. Pitch, 2-0 count. That one bent outside of the zone to Vandiver. Vandiver ready for the 2-0 pitch. Runners on the corners. Vandiver's got that into right field. RBI, base knock for Ryan Vandiver. Nice hitting approach from Ryan, inside outs. Goes with it, lets it fly the other way off of the late barrel. Good tracking. Keenan Harvey scoring. Catcher Gladish to second. RBI single for Vandiver. He likely will get a courtesy runner. Perhaps. Mound visit for the Collegians. Charge. Nobody out. 4 batters completed for the Foxes, and everybody's been on. 4 base hits in the inning. Bunt from Mondragon. That will successfully sacrifice the runners along. Nice work by the number 9 spot, Tony Mondragon. Sacrifice bunt. Executed nicely. Catcher Gladish to third base. Ryan Vandiver to second base. Top of the order, Ty Acton. I believe his base hit came, his triple in the first, came right when I was talking about adding the I to his last name, Acton, and Action has become the nickname to some degree here in Fort Collins. He'll foul that into the screen toward the third base side. I don't know if it was a typo or an auto-correct from the name sent over, but Acton had the I in it for Action. Skylar Black, the head coach for the Foxes, has written up the lineup card. Ty, currently in the box, told him, he said, that's fine, stay with it. I kind of like it. Action's not bad. 0-1 pitch to Ty, thinking about a back pick to third base, and no throw. Yale Johnson read that as not worthy of a throw and a risk at sending that into left field. You can see everybody on the third base side of the diamond, including umpire Anthony Christensen, the third baseman over there, Luke Gossathiel, runner catcher Gladish, Skylar Black, the third base coach and head coach, Sun is tough coming across from the first base side right now. Pitch is down and away to Acton, 1-2 count. The sun's setting out over the foothills northwest of Fort Collins. It's time of night when that sun cuts right across from the first base side over to third. So if you were a first baseman having to throw to third for any reason, you'd have to bounce that right now. If you're looking from third over to first to make a throw, you might be blinded. Swing and a miss. Caden Calcal gets a reach from Ty Acton. Good pitch. Been tough to get to the first out of this frame for Calcal, but he found the zone there, found the outer portion, and spun it around the swing of Ty Acton. Ty Wilson to the plate, one away. 2 runs in. The scoring didn't go anywhere for first 2.5 frames. Bottom of the third, the Foxes got the first run, answered by the Collegians in the top half of this inning, and now answered with 2 runs and more sitting out there for Ty Wilson, and he's going to take first base. Wilson hit by pitch. Ty Wilson from London, Ontario, Canada, Hutchinson Community College. He'll be heading back there in a couple of weeks. Hutchinson, Kansas. Ty said he's not going to make it back up to Canada for reporting for school. He'll be staying in the Rocky Mountain region and out toward the Great Plains into Kansas. That one hurt. Ty Wilson also told me he is going to be an RA, a resident assistant, in the dorms at Hutch this year on the baseball, softball floor. He said you get your housing and part of your food covered if you take the RA duties. Strike one to Dalton. All I do is make baseball look easy. Berg mentioned his 2 wrestling state titles. He was telling me about those before the game. He's the all-time soccer points leader at Meade High School. A couple state titles in wrestling. Didn't play varsity baseball until his junior season at Meade. Played tennis during the COVID year because they split seasons. I think it might have been spring season, the way the calendar worked out. He got in, he said, 4 sports that year. He's got a 1-1 count. Calcal gets the outer edge. Good pitch from Caden Calcal. Caden Embry-Riddle, his college home, and for aeronautics, all things flight. 1-2 pitch to Berg. Bases juiced for Dalton. 5 consecutive games with a home run. I'll do that again on the next pitch, just in case. Ball outside. 2-2 count to Dalton Berg. Bases loaded for Berg, who has 5 consecutive games with a home run. I'll do it again. Should have recorded it. Wearing me out with your pitch selection here, Dalton. 3-2 the count now as Dalton lays off a couple. Tried to get him to fish out of the zone. Wouldn't do it. Now the payoff. 3-2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Bases loaded for Dalton Berg, who has 5 home runs in the last 5 games for the Foxes. All right, well, I didn't get the payoff, but he gets the RBI. Calcal missing there. I think, summer collegiate league stats and all that aren't as accessible as they would be during the summer college season, and you can maybe hide out a little bit, but I'm pretty sure the word's gotten around Colorado about how number 42 for the Foxes is hitting, getting to a 1-2 count, and then trying to get him to fish, but Calcal didn't want to get too close to Dalton Berg, and Berg takes a walk and an RBI, his second run driven in tonight. Single and a walk, both RBI producers for Berg. And now Nick Bertucci, ninth batter of the inning for the Foxes. Swing and a miss for Bertucci, and Yale Johnson maybe trying to help Cal Cow get out of the inning. Thought about ripping a back pick to first base. Berg slid back in. No throw from Yale. Collegians catcher. 0-1 count to Bertucci. 16 home runs on the season for Nick. Fox's all-time home run leader. Lobs that tall to left center. It hangs up shy of the track, and that's the second time that a high ball hit by Bertucci is caught by Kyler Adams, the left fielder. 9 batters came through for the Foxes. 3 runs came across. They leave them loaded, but establish their best margin of the game, up 4-1 into the 5th inning of a 9-inning ball game. Top of the order for the Collegians, Fox, File, and Johnson.
Hey, Fox fans, this is Ty Acton. Probably one of my favorite memories after being here for not too long of a time is hanging out with the boys at the lake, at the field. Definitely want to shout out Rochelle and Preston for having me out, and also having such a great host family, the Dugans. Thank you, Foxes, for having me out.
River Morgan presents famous baseball quotes.
Hey, Dad,
Now
League
ask
is
your
not
what
what
I
I
do
do
when
when
there's no baseball.
keeps the
Just
parrot.
I'll tell you what I
off
do.
the streets.
I stare out the
Yo,
window
there's
and
no
wait for
crying
spring.
in baseball.
Ball yard baseball. Ball yard baseball. Ball yard baseball.
As the smells of sauerkraut permeate the Fox box, Joseph Merrick back out for his 5th inning of work in the start for Merrick. Foul off to Britton Fox, back to the top of the order for the Boulder Collegians. Fox has led off now 3 innings, the first, the third, and the 5th. Collegians sent 5 to the plate in the first, 4 in the second. Fox is going to rope one to right that'll get down in front of Bertucci. Base hit. And Fox singles to start the 5th with his team down by 3. Good cut there. 1 for 3 on the night. Well, with Preston Munch on family fun right now. Place is falling apart. The lights aren't on yet. We miss you, Preston. Kidding. It's fine. We can still see fine. I wouldn't turn them on until the Collegians are done hitting. Throw him the old dark one. Avery Cherry watches that fly over him in the bullpen. Foul, out of play. Connor Kearns, lefty, warming up in the pen for the Foxes. Kearns and Cherry playing toss short distance in the bullpen. That one is inside. Good pitch. Gets a pop-up. Keenan Harvey calls off Tony Mondragon. And Mondragon laughing with Harvey as they were moving toward that ball. Harvey waved his hand hard, and 6'5" Keenan Harvey waving off the 5'8" Tony Mondragon. 8 inches above him. He started flapping his hand around, said, "Get out of here, I got that at first base." Pop up, one away. Yale Johnson. And as I mentioned, Yale's grandpops, Mark Johnson, sitting down here front row, right behind home plate, the multi-Halls of Famer. And across, I think, 5 decades at Cherry Creek High School. Just a phenomenal coaching career. Coach Jay, he's down there behind the dish. When you get the outfield camera shot in, pop-up will be out number 2. As Yale gets jammed himself, 2 away, 2 jam pitches, couple outs. You get the center field camera looking in at home plate. Behind the plate, you'll end up seeing Mark Johnson. He's right there. Now he's right behind the batter's helmet. Got the black shirt on. That's Coach Mark Johnson gracing the City Park grandstands tonight. I was in high school and went to a camp at Cherry Creek, and that wasn't recent, I can tell you that. Won a state title in his final year of coaching, did Mark Johnson. Went out in style with Cherry Creek, fouled off. That'll go away to the north field. Ethan Fillinger slivers that back. Skylar Black, Jay O'Connor, Josh Dorr on the coaching staff in 2026 for the Foxes. We're hearing from them also in game. Had a pregame interview with head coach Skylar Black to cap the season. Thanks to coach for that. Merrick's pitch got a couple strikes and it'll stay there as a foul off. Keeps Ethan Fillinger alive. Philly out of Windsor High School and now at UNC, the Bears. Luke Gassathiel on deck, Fossil Ridge High School grad. Another 0-2 from Merrick to Fillinger. Going to appeal that, ring him up, said that he went. Ball bounced loose, nice job by the catcher. Ryan Vandiver blocked that beautifully, knowing it might be an appeal out. As soon as that appeal came down, Vandiver taps the tag. Oh, the lights came on. Did somebody hear me? Preston, did you text Rochelle? No, she's all over it. Rochelle's on top of it. That's all local game day staff, I'm sure. Pop out, strikeout after the leadoff single. Nice work from Joseph Merrick. 5 innings in the books. 3rd consecutive brilliant start. Merrick may continue. Bullpen getting ready, but the Foxes have come down the stretch of this season with great pitching performances, leading 4-1 to the bottom of the 5th. bottom of 5. Third pitcher of the game for Collegians. Boulder throws ball 1 to Genesis Nunez. Adler Hickey is the new pitcher, number 29 out of Monterey Peninsula College. Gets a strike working in toward Genesis Nunez. One count. Inside for 2-1. Adler Hickey. And the Monterey Peninsula College roster. Familiar in these parts. Last year, not this year, but last year, Rocky Mountain High School grad. And Fort Collins Fox, Ross Frank. That's his collegiate home. And the teammate of Frank, Adler Hickey, walks Genesis Nunez on the leadoff AB of the bottom of 5. Keenan Harvey singled his last time up. He'll take strike 1. Couple Metro State guys on the roster. E.J. Lines and Carter Swan. Runner takes off. That's fouled by Harvey down the third base line. Keenan Harvey, a lot of arms and legs to organize there for Keenan. Gets himself into a stance. High hands went up for Keenan. Watch that one wide of the zone. Keenan said he will fly back to Arizona upon the conclusion of the season. Gilbert, Arizona, his home, plays at Coppin State. 1-2 count to Harvey. It's down and away. Keenan said, the Foxes at one point, this game was actually going to be played on a Sunday, and they moved it to Saturday night instead of a Sunday late afternoon. A lot of players coming down the backstretch needing to get to other destinations, and Keenan said he had made his flight for Monday, so he just left it that way. He'll have tomorrow empty, and that swing will be empty. Harvey swings and misses, strike and an out. Out number 1. Nunez tried one steal in that sequence and is still at first. The one he tried it on was fouled away. The Foxes with no stolen bases tonight. There's a super high drama element of tonight's game for reals. The home run goal for the season has been achieved by the Foxes, but there's still this stolen base goal out there that Coach Skylar Black would like to see happen. 147 stolen bags on the year. He wants 3 more to get to 150. Foxes without a stolen base so far in this game. Coach Black is over there chatting the third baseman, Luke Gossa-Thiel. Now a pick throw over to Nunez at first. I don't know if Coach is trying to soften him up and get him thinking about conversations and end of summer and then steal a base, or if he's lost a little bit of his focus on that mission. I know before the game when I interviewed him, he liked the home run total on the year. Foxes set a Foxes record. They're on 67 home runs now, with Nunez adding 1 tonight, 67 on the season. Here goes Nunez. That ball hit toward center. It's a lob shot that will drop. Nunez thought about another bag and then runs back to second base. Gio was on the move, but the single on a soft flare from catcher Gladish gives him his second hit of the game. Catcher has singled in back-to-back innings, the 4th and the 5th. Ryan Vandiver. Nope. look down, and plate umpire Alec Perney is checking in a sub, and that is indeed Avery Cherry. Avery batting for Vandiver. Ryan Vandiver now catching in the bullpen. He didn't take long to shift gears. He'll sub out here. Cherry likely to take over behind the plate next half inning, which means we probably have a pitching change coming also. Wouldn't typically break up a battery that's humming along. 5 innings for Joseph Merrick. Avery Cherry fouled one off on his first pitch. And he saw 0-1 count. Adler Hickey taking over this inning. The righty for the Collegians delivers. And he gets the outer edge. Nice pitch from Hickey. There goes Nunez, double steal on, fouled off again. Oh, the resistance, the path of resistance to get to the stolen base goal of 150. That would have notched 2 on the double steal. Second time in the inning, a steal attempt has been shut down by a foul off. Cherry fouled it away. He's got an 0-2 count. Down away. Stabbed by the catcher, Yale Johnson. One-two pitch. Bounced. One big long hop to shortstop. 6-4 to 3. And a double play ground ball. It was a high chopper. Took just one bounce to get to shortstop. Turned by Fillinger, who flipped it to the second baseman, Skylar Daniel. On to first base, and Riley Hall packs away the back end of the DP. Shut down the inning there. Yeah, the Foxes get nothing in the 5th. Score stays 4-1. Top of the 6th, Luke Gossa-Thiel, Riley Hall, Skylar Daniel, 5, 6, and 7 coming up with a pitching change. Nice 5 innings tonight from the starter for the Foxes, Joseph Merrick. On comes the lefty, Connor Kearns.
This is Connor Kearns. I just want to say my favorite memory from this summer, I guess, aspect, was just playing with all my Adams State teammates, and I guess current and future teammates of Adams State, and then all the guys from last year that came back. And I just want to thank Preston and Rochelle for the last 3 years. It's been great. Thank all you guys.
Another 3-year guy for the Foxes, Connor Kearns, shares his thoughts on the season and opens his appearance against Luke Gossa-Thiel. Ball 1 will start the frame. By the stats bestoweth upon me, 7th appearance of the summer season for Connor Kearns. sets. 1-1 count. It's a swing and a miss from Gossett Thiel, lefty on lefty. Cherry blocks that one. Every Cherry pinch hit to end the 5th inning, hitting to that 6-4-3 DP. Cherry now has taken over behind the plate. It's a dynamic night for Avery Cherry. Courtesy ran for Ryan Vandiver in the 3rd inning. Pinch hit in the 5th, now starts catching in the 6th and catches a strikeout on a swing by Luke Gossett-Thiel. 1 away, Kearns gets a K on his first man faced. Riley Hall, big swing, no contact. An 0-2 count. Thought that one was wide of the zone. So did Riley Hall, but that one sweeps across away from the lefty. Game changer stats, all July appearances for Connor Kearns, 6 of them prior to tonight. 0-2. Breaking ball is up. Kearns, in his 6 appearances since July 1, from least recent to most recent, 2 innings, 2 innings, 2 innings, then 1 on July 10, then 2 innings and 3 innings on July 16. 3 innings, the longest appearance. 1 inning, the shortest appearance. Just 1 of each of those. And then 4 2-inning outings for Connor Kearns, who just hit Riley Hall with a pitch right in the back. Riley Hall wearing the number 24. That one might have split the letters. As Hall had a 1-2 disadvantage as the batter, and he gets one square in the back. It was up toward the shoulders. Not much of a wince from Riley Hall, so it appears that one didn't sting him super hard. Stung him for sure. Oh, 1 count to Skylar Daniel, the second baseman. Swing and a miss. Man, this Dish Creamery menu looks good. And yes, Dish is a reference to baseball by the frozen yogurt truck here tonight. They are committed to the game. Swing and a miss. And a strikeout for 2 away. Ball that faded down off of the swing try by Skylar Daniel. 2 outs, 1 aboard. Kyler Adams. Kyler a double and a line out to left. That was a well-hit ball. He missiled that to catcher Gladish, who jumped up and caught it in front of the track. And then a double in the 4th inning. Kyler's had a nice night. He's what you consider a hot hitter from what we've seen tonight. He's on it, but seeing a different arm now, the lefty coming at him after facing righty Joseph Merrick for the first 5 innings for these Collegians. 1-0 is a 2-0. That's going to go to the screen, and down to second will go Riley Hall on a wild pitch. Dish Creamery. The Dish, yes, it is a reference to home plate in this case. Their menu is sprinkled with baseball-themed names. Banana Splitter, the Batter Up Brownie. I think I'm going to get that. Throw Me a Cookie. Well, they got Big League Chew over there. You got to consider these guys for Fort Collins Baseball Club playoff days when the trucks come out. Connor Kearns will miss inside. It's a 3-0 count now, falling into a problem here, although Kyler Adams, hot hitter out of the number 8 spot tonight, with first base unoccupied and Riley Hall at second. Wouldn't be horrible if you lost him and saw the next guy. That pitch will get the outer edge. Good job staying out of the middle of the zone from Connor Kearns. Kearns' pitch is off the plate, outside, ball 4. 2 aboard, 2 out. Hit by pitch and a walk in the inning, 2 strikeouts. E.J. Lyons, pair of strikeouts tonight for Lyons. He'll try his luck against the lefty. Kyler Adams on at first base. Down by 3. Collegians' opportunity here. If Lyons can come through, flip the order, get back to Britton Fox, and chew away at the deficit. First pitch is going to roll through the left side, and that will not score a run. Kent Gregory coaching third base. He's got the stop sign up, holding up Riley Hall at third. Adams to second. E.J. Lyons, maybe a broken bat there. Didn't sound great, but he hit it to the right spot. 5.5 hole, a diving Ty Acton at shortstop. Could not close that ball out and keep it on the infield, but the run didn't get around either. Acton was not probably going to have an out. Nobody was at third base because Genesis Nunez took off to field that ball too. Probably the only out try might have been to third, but nobody there to receive a throw. It was going to be a base hit either way. Acton couldn't glove it. This will be bounced to second, and the Foxes will escape. Top of the order, Britton Fox bounces fielder's choice as he hopped right on it early in the AB and could not produce anything off the bases loaded 2-out situation. Tony Mondragon gloved it and flipped to Ty Acton, leaving him loaded. The Collegians left 2 on in the first, stranded a man in the second, went 3 up, 3 down in the third, stranded 2 more in the fourth, another stranded runner in the fifth, and there they leave 3 on base. Bottom of 6, and it's the bottom of the order. Tony Mondragon, then Ty and Ty. The Acton and Wilson show coming behind Mondragon in the bottom of the 6th.
Hey, Fox fans, this is Ty Acton. Probably one of my favorite memories after being here for not too long of a time is hanging out with the boys at the lake, at the field. Definitely want to shout out Rochelle and Preston for having me out, and also having such a great host family, the Dugans. Thank you, Foxes, for having me out.
This is Ty Wilson. My favorite memory of the summer is climbing Mount Blue Sky. It's my first ever 14er and longest hike. And I just want to really thank Rochelle and Preston for giving me this opportunity to play here for the Foxes.
go with Tony Mondragon for the bottom of the sixth. The Foxes leading 4-1 as Colton Beetleman takes over for the Collegians, who are running out a string of arms. Ground ball towards second, backhand, nice play, and the throw is plenty. Good arm from second base after a nice backhanded pick by Skylar Daniel.
Number 6, Ty Acton.
First pitch is hammered, elevated, and Ty Acton went up there with it and smoked that to right field. Base hit for Acton, his second of the game. 2 for 4 on the night. Triple in the first inning was a clean single for sure, and the effort play in center field for the Collegians by Fox skipped under and past him. No error on that. It was a triple for Ty Acton, who adds the single now in the sixth to start things. There is a foul tip on a check swing from Ty Wilson, and one strike goes up. Runner takes off. Is it bag 148? Yep, Ty Acton has the 148th stolen base of the 2026 season for the Foxes. 2 away from coaching staff goals. What? Where'd that come from? Dog on the screen. Quick random dog sighting at City Park. There's a chopper from Wilson. Going to be tough to get him. Not going to get him. Safe at first base is Ty Wilson. Over to third base goes Ty Acton with one out. Pitcher, you get that chopper. Good pitch. Swing that didn't square it up. But you kind of know right off of the bat, we're in trouble here. Charging play by Ethan Fillinger and did everything he could do from shortstop, but just behind the bag touch of Ty Wilson. Ty will take off, 149th bag, yes. Not going to go defensive indifference there. Heck no. That second stolen base of the sixth inning back-to-back guys. Now put the Foxes on 149. Unless they steal home here with Acton, it won't be the Ties who will break it on this circuit around the bases. Dalton Berg. One count to Dalton. He's got the 5 consecutive games with a home run streak in place. Started back on July 17 with the Game Day Angels. Eight home runs on the year, and Berg is fooled by that pitch, 1-2, and he went upstairs, tried to stop his swing and couldn't. Strikeout, 2 away. Nick Bertucci, pair of flyouts and a pop-out in the game, 0 for 3. Baseball came down from the third base side, the left field bullpen of the Collegians, so cleanup delay behind home plate on a rolling in baseball. 2 outs, 2 on. Bertucci gets a little wrinkle there. Breaking pitch that got the zone. Started inside and broke to the zone. Nice pitch from Beetleman. Shiny white shoes for Colton Beetleman. Glaring on the mound. 0-1 to Bertucci. Did not go. Collegians thought he did. Good pitch. Breaking on the outside part of the plate. Here's the 1-1 in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs. Going to back pick to third, and it's knocked down by Gossathiel. Nice play to keep that out of left field. Acton diving back. Ty Acton's had some action at third base tonight, getting hit with a throw as he slid in head first on a throw from the outfield. Took one on the lower side of his body there. Didn't get hit by that ball, but went back in hard into third base. 2-1 to Bertucci. There's a strike. That one with some spin to it, too, and Bertucci held up the swing. That one got the zone. Deuce is back up on the board with 2 aboard. 2-2 with 2 outs. Beetleman's pitch. Bertucci swings and misses. And a pair of swinging strikeouts from Beetleman will close the bottom of 6th. Threat thwarted by Curtis Beetleman and the Boulder Collegians. After the tie combo got on base, the rest of it was strikeouts from Beetleman. It'll be Genesis Nunez in the bottom of 7 after we stretch, but first the top of the 7th has the 2, 3, and 4 batters for the Collegians. File, Johnson, Fillinger. More Connor Kearns on the mound for the Foxes.
Hey, it's Coach Jay O'Connor here. Best memory of the summer would be the first 2 on-field sessions we had with them, and they were all mingling and getting to know each other, and then Nick Bertucci hit a home run off Kane, and they haven't forgotten that bit. Big shout out to Preston and Rochelle for putting all of it on. They run it really well, and love coming out every year.
Kearns, first pitch, that's to the gap in right center. That will get down. Ty Wilson can't cut it off. To the fence it goes, and the leadoff swing on the first pitch from Connor Kearns has Jack File doubling to right center. Ball well hit. Off to the bullpen goes Dane Wyman, first-timer with the Foxes tonight. Heard from Dane earlier between innings on his comments, greeting, and appreciation for the opportunity. Collegians with a chance here to work down that 3-run deficit. Kearns tried to spin a pitch that came out wrong, stayed way above the zone. 3 spot in the order is Yale Johnson. Ballpark buzzing. tonight. Nice crowd on closing night for the Foxes. Yeah, the outfield did fill in nicely, as I mentioned it would, especially in right field along the first fairway of City Park 9. And I did confirm that Dalton Berg, a couple games ago, he hit an absolute bomb that cleared that protective netting along the first fairway of City Park 9 and skipped across the fairway. And they said it landed on the putting greens way out yonder, a long, long way from home plate on the one of the 5 consecutive games home run bombs by Berg, an absolute tank on a pull shot by the lefty. 2-1 count, Kearns to Johnson. He'll bounce that to Gio Nunez. Long hop comes down, and out is recorded. Keenan Harvey, the 6'5 frame, pays off again. That throw pulled him a little bit toward the second base defensive position, but Keenan keeps the foot engaged. Ground out from Genesis Nunez at third base over to Keenan Harvey. Ethan Fillinger, good out there, and no chance to move up for Jack File with the ground ball to third base. Didn't matriculate the runner along. Ethan Fillinger is the number 4 spot in the order. He's got a lob shot, shallow left center, diving try from shortstop Acton, and it'll hit the turf, base hit. That thing hung up in the air, tantalizing all the converging Foxes, the threesome there. Ty Wilson from center, catcher Gladish from left, and Ty Acton. Ty on the shortstop, direct run away from home plate with your back to the plate, and the layout over the shoulder dive try just missed it. And it puts runners on the corners. Fillinger, base hit, a single. Over to third is Jack File, and now Luke Gossathiel. For the Collegians, one of those right guy, right time situations. He's got the juice to tie it with one hack, without a question. Luke, the Collegians player, Fossil Ridge High School grad I mentioned earlier, who yelled Kansas at our home run derby about probably, 8 years ago-ish. And he won it to advance himself to the regional round in Kansas. Precocious young man. Right on contact, knew he got it out of Spring Park and said, Kansas! This is him at the plate, 2-0 pitch. Not Kansas, that's a foul ball right past Keenan Harvey. Bullpen just had a ball that they threw away down the right field line, Dane Wyman warming up. And as that got thrown away, his catcher spun to look at it, and that foul ball rolled right to him. I think it's Brody Belanger doing that. Luke has got this ball down in center field. Nice swing from Gossathiel. That'll score a run for the Boulder Collegians. They've got 2 on the board now, and they're back to half of the Foxes' total. 4-2 the count. Fillinger up to second base. Gossathiel, RBI base hit. And the mound visit to Connor Kearns from Jay O'Connor. Don't think we'll get a change here. Just going to check in now with tying run on first base. Riley Hall hitting. The first baseman for the Collegians is 1 for 2 on the night. Single and a hit by pitch in this game for Riley. And he has a chance here to keep the machine moving. A double, a single, and a single in the inning. Kearns will stay out there, the lefty. Kearns pitch, lefty on lefty, breaking ball that did not get the zone. Connor thought he got it. Pretty sweet break on that pitch. No soup. 1-0 count. Kearns again bending it. This one is true to the zone. 1-1 the count. Rutgers, no break there on a steal try. That one, we got a balk call on. Guessing that was a no pause. So no pitch and a balk called. Runners advance to third and a second. Fillinger now at third and Luke Gossifio at second. Kearns, 1-1 count. Bouncer will get through the infield. One run's coming. Gossifio around. Bertucci picks it up. No chance at home, and the balk moved him up. The swing moved him in. Riley Hall, 2-run single. His second and third RBI of the game, and we're tied at 4 in the top of 7. Collegians making some noise and evening things up. Foxes had a 3-run frame in the 4th. Collegians answer now with a 3-run 7th. And they're squared back up. New ball game. 1 out, 1 on. Skylar Daniel bats. And goes first pitch. Launches that to right. Long run for Bertucci. It's in fair territory. Nick's underneath it. Hung up for a while. Nick covered a lot of ground to get to it. And there are 2 outs. Pop up to right field from Skylar Daniel. Kyler Adams. Dangerous bat, indeed. Hiding him out in the number 8 spot. Kearns works to get out of this top of the 7th. Stretch time after the 3rd out is recorded. Dane Wyman in the bullpen for the Foxes. When I talked to Dane pregame, I've known him since he was a wee little lad. Fort Collins Baseball Club. I said, "Are we seeing you tonight for sure?" And he said, "It's my understanding I'll be in at some point. Looks like he'll be the next man up. If Kearns can get himself out of here, they'd like to have Wyman take the top of the 8th. Count. Kyler Adams threatens to put Boulder in the lead for what would be the first time in this game. Fouled off, got in on the hands a little bit, popped in foul over the first base side out of play. Comes a 2-1 to Adams. That's a nope, not a base hit. Nunez, beautiful coverage all the way over to shortstop. He was shaded off the bat. That looked like it had left field roll on it. And a guy who played shortstop for a bunch of this season makes a great play in the hole towards short, shutting down the top of 7. It's stretch time. We're going to see Genesis Nunez, who just made that play. Keenan Harvey, catcher Gladish, coming at you in the bottom of 7. Your traffic then is, let's hear from catcher right now on his memories of the season, and then 7th inning stretch time from the Fox Den and the Fox Box at City Park.
Hi, I'm catcher Gladish. My favorite memory would have to be when I pitched for the Australian team, and I pitched against the Fort Collins Foxes. And thank you, Rochelle and Preston, for a great summer. I appreciate it.
what's up, y'all? My name is Keenan Harvey.
I'm Avery Cherry, and you're watching Fox's Baseball from City Park.
Fun finish to the season, tied at 4 into the bottom of the 7th. Genesis Nunez. Ball 1. Nunez, bouncer through the right side, base hit for Genesis Nunez to start the 7th. Second hit, third time on base tonight. Nunez. Home run in the 4th, the only one of the night by either team. A walk in the 5th and a single here in the 7th. 3 consecutive on base safely for Genesis Nunez after a second inning strikeout to open his ledger tonight. Now we've got a balk called, so each team will balk in the 7th. It's the balk frame. Ben Harting, the righty on the mound. Ben just came in this inning. He tapped his chest looking at Yale Johnson. The rhythm there that was off for a balk call. Ben said, it's all me. That cross up on the timing. So that'll put Nunez at second base with nobody out. Foxes trying to scratch the lead back on the board. Ben Harting, his college is Doane University. Crete, Nebraska. Two 2-0 count to Harvey. Breaking ball, chopped to third. Gossathiel makes the play. Double freezes the runner, Nunez, as he pump faked a throw toward first to see if Nunez would pop off the bag. Genesis did not. But Gossathiel knew he had time there, and he throws out Harvey for out number one. Again, a big out. Not getting that runner to third with one down changes some of the dynamic here in the bottom of seven for the Foxes. Now here's the Australian team pitcher, catcher Gladys. You just heard from him between innings with his memory and appreciations. Said there's a wild pitch that will get that runner to third base with one out. Gift for the Foxes as Nunez takes the extra 90 on the wild one. Catcher said his favorite memory of the season was indeed pitching for the Australian team against the Foxes. Said, yeah, you can put that on your resume now. Pitch for the Australians. Among all the cool things catcher's done in baseball. Whew, tough play there for the catcher. Yale Johnson had that backhand short hop pick. No chance to block really there. Slid over and made a great pick out of the left-hand batter's box with Ben Harting leaving that wide and short. 2-0 count. Now 3-0 to Gladys. There's a wild one that's going to put the Foxes back in the lead. It's ball four, and it's home for Genesis Nunez. Wild pitches taken to third and to the plate. Ball four was a wild one. Gladys is on. A single from Nunez. Balk to second. Wild pitch to third. Wild pitch to the plate. It's 5-4 Foxes. Missing down and away, bouncing stuff around at the plate is the issue right now for Ben Harting. The lead back to the Foxes. We got Nick Bertucci in the pen. Dane Wyman was down there moments ago. Foxes have 2 stolen bases. Here goes Yale Johnson out to the mound. Good time for a chat. Foxes with 2 stolen bases in this game. They're at 149. Will catcher Gladish be the Fox to deliver goal-achieving 150 for head coach Skylar Black? Fox has got their 67th home run of the season. That's 9 better than the all-time mark by a Foxes team in past summers of 58. They've got 67 with 1 from Nunez tonight. 2-0 pitch coming to Avery Cherry. Here it is, the throw, and there it is. Skylar Black checks a box over at the first base dugout. Steal 150 of the season for the Foxes. Catcher Gladish gets to have his name attached to that one, the big 150. It's the 150th year of the state of Colorado, too. And now a wild one's going to send catcher to third. Hey, that's kind of cool. It's year 150 for this state, steal 150. I don't know if that's why Skylar Black, he's talking to catcher Gladish over there right now, and I don't know, he's making funny cartoon running gestures. I don't know if he's talking about that. I thought maybe he was letting catcher know, hey, you just did it for us, my man. Ben Harding takes a breath out behind the mound, trying to stabilize in the bottom of 7. Dane Wyman back at it, throwing in the Foxes bullpen. Bullpen for the Collegians also working. Ben Harding out of Loveland and Thompson Valley High School. Spins one that was a no offer. Appeal that down the line, but Tony Mondragon did not go around. There's a strike. Nice job finding the zone. Cherry walked on the wild one for Gladish. There's another wild pitch, and that one's going to send home 6th run of the game. Catcher Gladish, stolen base and a pair of wild pitches on his circuit around. Cherry moves to second base. Rough bottom of the 7th. Ben Harding hanging his head, gonna have to gather it up and try to get out of here. Made 6 appearances all in the month of May for the Doane Tigers in Crete, Nebraska this past spring season. One count, 3-2 count. Nice pitch. Mondragon will have to stick around for another one. And a swing and a miss, and Harding gets back to his business with a strikeout of Mondragon. 2 away. Top of the order for the Foxes. Ty Acton has been on base 3 times in the game. One of those a fielder's choice. A couple base hits, a triple and a single. It's the bottom of the 7th. Foxes get back up by 2. Throw a ball down toward Cherry at second. He's back safely on a back pick. Cherry takes off, and he's got that base. Good jump by Avery Cherry after the back pick. Messing with him down there at second base. Cherry steals bag number 151. So even though it's the 150th anniversary of Colorado, and that was kind of cool that catcher Gladish hit the 150 mark on the previous steal, A palindrome is even better. Steal 151 of the year for the Foxes. 2-0 count to Ty Acton, now 3-0. That one in tight. Didn't miss by much. Acton will take a free pass. Here's Ty Wilson. Brought on by Belinda Carlisle. Wow, the third wild pitch of the inning that will yield a run. Painful bottom of the seventh from the Collegians' perspective. Look at the travel around the bases. Tony Rucco is going to come out and talk to Ben Harting. Bullpen was working for the Collegians. Nobody right now. Coach Rucco's looking down there. Genesis Nunez singled to start the inning. He moved around the bases on a balk to second, wild pitch to third, wild pitch to score. Catcher Gladish walked. He stole a base, wild pitch to third, wild pitch to home. And now Avery Cherry, who walked. He scores on another wild pitch after stealing second. Frustrating frame for sure. Wild pitch for Cherry was what moved him to second base too. So Cherry went walk, wild pitch, steal, wild pitch. That is a messy frame. 3-run lead for the Foxes, trying to win their season finale here in City Park. Get to their 25th win on their 40th game. Another back pick. They've got him hung up. Acton's going to take off. Good throw. Will get him a swim slide attempt. Won't work out. Acton got picked off on a back pick. That time it worked. Yale Johnson has a great arm. He's made that look a couple times. That one. Ty Acton knew he was not going to get back to second. Took off for third. Good throw. Seen a good arm out of the second baseman multiple times. Skylar Daniels got a hose on the right side of the infield. That second baseman can sling it. And he fires it to Luke Gossathiel for the third out. It goes to the second baseman, Daniel, on a 2-4-5 end to the bottom of the seventh. 3 runs for the Foxes. It's 7-4 into the 8th inning now for Fort Collins.
Kane Gossinick here, and I think my favorite memory is probably just hanging out with some new friends, some guys. I mean, we have some Adams State guys here, but going to the lake and doing some stuff like that was a lot of fun, building those memories. I want to say thank you to Preston, Rochelle, everybody that was able to help and make this work. It was a great summer for sure.
Hey, it's Max Alpha, head coach, manager, governor, executive, chief of Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite in my 5-ton pickup truck that I bought at Cartropolis. One of my 4 vehicles, one of only 6 total vehicles in the village of Sugar Lake. Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite tryouts are coming up. Be there if you want to be elite. We only take people who are better than everybody else. If you want to be the best, be at tryouts. Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite. Do not look at our record on Game Changer. We're the elitist. We will cover airfare for anybody across the globe who believes they're better than anybody else. We'll pay for you to be at our tryout. Don't miss it. Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite. We're just better than you.
9-1-2 batters heading up for the Boulder Collegians in the top of the 8th. 3-run advantage for the home team Foxes. Dane Wyman, pitch number 1 is a strike. Wyman gets his inning of work here with the Foxes. It's a swinging strike 2 from E.J. Lyons. 0-2, Wyman's pitch. Breaks one that bounces around at the plate. Third catcher of the night. All 3 of this season's catchers getting action in the finale with Brody Belanger behind the plate now. Ryan Vandiver started. Avery Cherry came in, and now Belanger sees a pitch tapped foul third base side. Wyman's pitch, spinning ball that will strike out the first batter of the top of the 8th, E.J. Lyons. K and 1 away, top of the order, Britton Fox. Another tip of the cap to the pitching staff of the Foxes tonight. 4 runs from a good offense by Boulder here in the 8th inning. Jay O'Connor, the pitching coach, wanted to get a shout out, a hello, a greeting down under to Australia, to Peyton and Jacoby, Jay's prides and joys, the boys. Peyton and Jacoby, hello from your pops in Fort Collins, Colorado. Jay O'Connor sending the greetings. Transcontinental, transhemispheric. Wyman slings it. That's hit back off the pitcher, Wyman. That'll be a base hit on the infield. Took it on the back side. It got him below the belt, down in the lower extremities, and he was spinning away from it. Wyman takes that shot. Here does come Jay O'Connor, who just passed along his greetings to Peyton and Jacoby back home in Australia. He's going to come and check on his new pitcher, Dane Wyman. Base hit there for Britton Fox off of the pitcher, Dane Wyman. Get another look at that. Fox hit that ball pretty sharply into the backside of Wyman. And it got him on the backside of his body. He spun from it, and it was low, like below the belt, backside. So it's never good, and that never feels good, but better somewhere like that than getting up into the upper body. Wyman breathes it out and carries on after a check at the mound. Fox at first base, 1 out, first pitch. Fouled back, Jack File. Dane Wyman just graduated Timnath High School, the Cubs of Alex Anaya, their head coach. And Wyman is handed the duty of holding the 8th inning here for the Foxes, trying to win the season finale. It matters to these guys, and that's a pretty cool opportunity for the rising college freshman Dane Wyman. Inside with that pitch, 1-2 count, has Jack File in the disadvantage. Not get the ring up. Thought he had the pitch. Wyman held the pose for a minute and then confirmed it was down with plate umpire Alec Perney. Missed again there, laying off his Jack File. Here's a 3-2 now, and he lost him. So 2 are aboard. Fox takes second. Jack File takes first. Single off the pitcher, followed by a walk. Yale Johnson is 0 for 4 in the game. He's a 3 batter. He's a hitter. And he's in a spot right here that's the right guy, right place this time, too, for the Collegians. And he's hit by pitch. Yale Johnson trying to bail out of that one. It got up toward his chest. Fortunately, not direct, solid contact, but a scary pitch inside, and Yale rocks back and has it skim across his front side. So now some turbulence on the mound for the Foxes. Dane Wyman blew a shoe. He's holding his right shoe in his hand. His shoelace has exploded on him. Looking over toward the dugout saying, can't do anything with this. The shoelace is gone. The shoe won't stay on. So we have a wardrobe malfunction in the top of the 8th. Jay O'Connor now is called into duty, trying to figure out a shoe, and looks like what they're going to go with is mismatched footwear now for the pitcher, Dane Wyman. Bullpen is active for the Foxes. There you go. Nike and New Balance. He's really messing with his endorsement here. Not going to make the reps happy. Guess he's sporting those. He's up for NIL or endorsement funds, so why not? Wyman's pitch. That is hit hard towards center. Ty Wilson retreating. Won't get to it. That ball clangs off the fence in center field. Trying for 2 is Fillinger, and in he'll slide after sending 2 to the plate. The game is now a 1-run margin. Ethan Fillinger roped that off of the high fence, 14-foot fence in right center. Ty Wilson was on the fly, but no chance to get there. Yale Johnson ends up at third. Ethan Fillinger at second. Scoring in front of all that, Britton Fox, Jack File, 1-run game. Jay O'Connor is a extremely familiar face this inning out on the bump. And looks like the change perhaps being made here. Jay O'Connor is the premier character in this 8th inning. The visit to the mound on the first one, that's an injury check, so it's not charged as a visit this inning. The first time Jay O'Connor came out for Dane Wyman, he had been hit by a batted ball. That one doesn't count against you. That's a medical check, an injury check. Second time out was a wardrobe check. That's a different one. Shoelace popped. So that one also not charged as a visit. Basically what you're told there by umpires is you can't talk anything about the game or pitching strategy. You're just there to handle either injury or shoelace in that case. So that was officially the first visit of the inning, but the third time he's been out on the field. Jay O'Connor logging some time. Wyman with the go-ahead run. Again, it would be the first lead of the night for the Collegians if they can push Ethan Fillinger around. Luke Gossetheel, another right guy, right place. Great hitter, the lefty in. Count is 1-1. Wyman delivers wide of the zone. Both guys just graduated high school. Wyman on the bump and Gossetheel in the box. 2-1 pitch from Wyman. Got the outer edge, 2-2. Dane Wyman in his greeting to us tonight, recorded pregame, said his highlight of the summer, they beat Rocky Mountain High School for the championship of the Gabe Pondo tournament in the 18 and under division. Dane trying to get out of this 2-2 count. Gossetheel will foul it off. Might have hit, that might be lightning twice to Craig's pole vehicle of the Wild Brats food truck. Shattered window, the report. Earlier, 2-2 outside. My Dish Creamery confection, my Dish Creamery froyo is melting down quickly on a warm night in Fort Collins. Now 8:44 p.m. Mountain Time. 3-2 pitch. That will miss, and the patient at bat from Luke Gossetheel. And will Jay O'Connor pop out now? Don't see him. It might be Skylar Black if it was a change coming. Next visit, charge visit would be the pitching change moment. Dane Wyman going to get a chance to add a little veteran nature to his game here in a jam in the top of the eighth. Strike gets the outer part for Riley Hall. Strike one to Hall. Skylar Daniel on deck. Fox is still protecting a one-run lead. Wyman's off the plate with that. Again, missing wide with nowhere to put him. Does look like, I'm trying to verify it's Nick Bertucci out in right. I believe it is. Swing and a miss. There's a good pitch from Wyman to get the count back level at 2-2. Trying to see down in the pen, too, if that's Daniel Hudak or who we have down in the Fox's pen now. Wyman's pitch, swing and a miss. Dane Wyman gets a big K of Riley Hall, who's able to locate away from Hall and made him reach out, try to wave that away from the zone. Couldn't get to it. Wyman has a pair of Ks in the inning. There were 5 batters who came to the plate between his inning opening strikeout and that strikeout of the number 6 batter, Riley Hall. Now Skylar Daniel. 1 for 4 on the night with a single in the second. Bases full. Swing and a foul tip. Brody Belanger behind the plate. The Collegians struggled with wild pitches. All 3 runs of the bottom of the 7th came home on wild pitches. Belanger and Wyman locking it up here. Good pitch. Hammers away in the zone. Location change there outside, away from Daniel, the righty. Now 0-2 with 2 away. Runners on high alert. Anything in the dirt or loose, they'd be trying to get something. They won't get a chance. Strikeout pitch from Dane Wyman. Dane survives traffic, survives a ball batted off of his lower body. A lot happened right there. A couple runs came in for the Boulder Collegians, who are going to bat one more time. And if the Foxes don't scratch out a run, it'll be the narrowest of margins. In a 7-6 ball game, Fox has a chance to score here and pad the lead. Ty Wilson, Dalton Berg, Nick Bertucci, 2, 3, and 4 heading to the plate.
Hello, this is Dalton Berg. My favorite memory from the summer has probably been the last week, last 5 games, 5 home runs in each of the last 5 games. And I just want to give a big shout out and thank you to Rochelle and Preston for having me out and giving me this opportunity. It's been a great time, and yeah, just nothing but thanks and appreciation to those guys.
Hey guys, here Nick Bertucci. Favorite memory from the Foxes has just been the past 3 summer seasons here. It's been a blessing. I've been very grateful, very thankful for all of it, for the ability to play, the ability to be in America, chasing my dream. Special shout out to 15, Brody. And then yeah, just a huge thank you to obviously the Foxes crowd, the fans, the Foxhole. That come out to right field every game. To Preston and his family, and then yeah, a huge shout out and thank you to Rochelle, Chris, Colton, Lexi, and their dog Chemo for allowing me to stay with them for the past 3 summers, and yeah, being a second family to me.
Hey Foxes fans, this is Coach Skylar Black. Looking back on the season, one of my favorite memories is probably Keenan's walk-off home run against the Generals, when we blew through 2 bunt signs and stole on a missed sign, but then it all worked out, so it doesn't matter. I want to give a special thanks to all the fans that came out and supported us every night. Preston and Rochelle for letting me have this opportunity to be the head coach here, and loved every second of it. Thanks, guys.
Hey, this is Ty Wilson. You're watching Foxes baseball from City Park.
Ty Wilson now in the right side batter's box. Likely his last at-bat of a wonderful summer in Fort Collins for Ty in 2026. Mentioned earlier he's going to be an RA in his dorm back at Hutchinson Community College in Kansas. A resident assistant gets his room and board, get some coverage on tuition at 2. I think he said that's going to be a base hit. Reaching try at third by Luke Gossathiel. It'll be a Ty Wilson infield hit. Ty will take up residence at first base after his base hit. Ty Wilson singled in the 6th, singled again in the 8th. Fouled off by Berg. Take a big hack at that, Dalton. Hard-throwing Tyler Kephart is on for the Boulder Collegians. Tyler Kephart, another Fossil Ridge High School graduate. Plays at Colorado Mesa University in Grand Junction. 1 strike to Berg. 2 strikes to Berg on the outer edge. Dalton, a good hitter. He's been taking good approach, even though he's got those power numbers going on in the 5 consecutive games with a home run. He's also taking great at-bats, taking base hits when they're available. 5 straight games with a bomb. Kephart tried to dial it up, and he launched that high and wide for ball 1. Two to Berg. Wilson takes off. Berg swings and misses. Throw is over the top of second, but is backed up. Stolen base for Ty Wilson, number 152 of the season for the Foxes. Dalton Berg strikes out for out number 1. Has a couple RBI in the game, a hit and a walk. Berg, it appears, will not extend his season-ending streak to 6 for 6 on games with home runs. No shame in that. Dalton will head off to Omaha, to the University of Nebraska, Omaha, the Mavericks. Feeling good about how his summer closed. 1 out for Nick Bertucci. Spin a pitch that's up over the head of Bertucci.
Hey guys, this is Nick Bertucci, and you guys are watching Foxes baseball at City Park.
Pitch to Nick. So a jam shot. Gossathiel from third. Nice throw by Luke, and he's got the out at first base. Tough play. Slow roller was jammed on the handle for Bertucci. 2 out. Genesis Nunez in tonight's ball game has the only home run for either side. 4 extra base hits for the Boulder Collegians, File, Adams, Fillinger, and Gossathiel. 2 extra base hits for the Foxes, triple for Ty Acton, and the home run for Genesis Nunez. That's up at the lead elbow of Nunez. His home run was a solo shot that led off the 4th inning. That was a bat-around inning. 9 guys came up in that frame for the Foxes, led off by the solo home run from Nunez. Scored 3 in the inning, and that pitch, nice job by Yale Johnson to contain that as it tried to slip away that same spot where the other wild pitches came in the 7th inning that helped the Foxes score 3 times. 2-0 count to Nunez. Again, shaving the left cheek of Genesis Nunez. The only player head coach Skylar Black knew when he arrived in town in late May. Genesis Nunez. Missed outside. Nunez will walk. First and third, the runners now, with Ty Wilson over there at third, moved up on the Bertucci ground ball. Nunez likely just finished his offensive season in the summer with a walk. On base for the third time in this game. Make it 4 times in the game. Home run, single, and 2 walks for Nunez. Productive night, helping his team hold a 1-run lead over Boulder in the bottom of the 8th. Keenan Harvey, a lot of inside heat from Kephart. That one, a kneecapper that he got out of the way of. Harvey starts with the high extended hands, then pulls him in toward his body as the pitch is delivered. And he fouls that away to the right side. One pitch to Harvey. Will Nunez take off on a first and third breaking ball to the zone? That's effective for a hard-throwing pitcher like Kephart. Spins one, dials down good 10 to 14 miles per hour. Cuts to the zone, 1-2 count. There goes Nunez, takes off, pitch is down and no throw. That'll be a stolen base for Genesis Nunez. Is at 153, I believe is the number. Keenan Harvey now with 2 outs has 2 in scoring position and a 2-2 count. Harvey will hit that high and shallow. It's going to be a shortstop ball out behind second base, caught by Ethan Fillinger. Pop out to short. Third out of the bottom of the 8th. Foxes hope this is the final 3 outs, and it will be Nick Bertucci to the mound. Bertucci, in his 3rd year as a Fox, record-setting player for this Fort Collins Foxes summer team. The Australian Nick Bertucci will have the hill. Chance to close this game against Boulder Collegians. They go 8-9-1. Kyler Adams, E.J. Lyons, and Britton Fox. 8-9-1 for Boulder. Collegians trail by 1. Brody Belanger receiving pitches from Nick Bertucci to close this one and the 2026 season.
Hey guys, here Nick Bertucci. Favorite memory from the Foxes has just been the past 3 summer seasons here. It's been a blessing. I've been very grateful, very thankful for all of it, for the ability to play, the ability to be in America, chasing my dream. Special shout out to 15, Brody. And then, yeah, just a huge thank you to, obviously, the Foxes crowd, the fans, the Foxhole that come out to right field every game. To Preston and his family, and then, yeah, a huge shout out and thank you to Rochelle, Chris, Colton, Lexi, and their dog Chemo for allowing me to stay with them for the past 3 summers, and yeah, being a second family to me.
Bring on the stash, Nick Bertucci for the top of the 9th. Collegians, Kyler Adams. First pitch skips in, ball. Nick said in his last outing on the mound, he went about 75%, meaning his exertion or his effort in his pitch delivery was at 75%. He said he might have found something there that just kind of control the zone and pound it. 1-1. That pitch fouled off. Bertucci sets, fires to Adams, and that was outside, wide of the zone, down, bounces through. .86 miles per hour from Bertucci on a fastball that was ripped wide of the zone. Daniel Hudak, who warmed up in the bullpen, but he's watching Bertucci. He came out to get that loose ball. There's a foul tip strike, and a couple strikes, 2-2. Daniel Hudak wearing 22 tonight. I asked him if he'd ever worn that number before. He said, no, but it was my brother's number, these strikeout cancer jerseys. So he got a chance to wear his bro's old number, 22. 2-2 count. Bertucci swing and a miss to Adams. Strikeout. And Kyler Adams thinks he foul-tipped that to the dirt. Brody Belanger picked it up and made the throw down to third. He thought he caught it. Bertucci's got a strikeout to open the top of the ninth. Final night of a fun summer in City Park with the Foxes. Key Bank presenting these streams. Dream big and save smart with Key Bank. Help turn your goals into action. Guidance, team that's always in your corner. 3 locations in Fort Collins and Loveland as Bertucci puts up strike 1 against E.J. Lyons. And the top of the order, Britton Fox on deck. He will see the plate in this top of the ninth. Top of the order, Will. Lyons, bouncer to Nunez at third. Genesis throw is on the money. 5-3, the ground ball out. Bertucci gets a chopper from E.J. Lyons. 2 down. Foxes 1 out away from their 25th win of the year in 40 games played. 83 miles per hour from Bertucci. Got the ground ball. Top of the order, good hitter Britton Fox takes the box. Left side, swings and misses, 1 strike. Crowd boosted up here in the final frame of this Saturday nighter in City Park. 0-1 pitch, down, bounces through. Some of the foxhole in right field up on their feet against the fence. They cheer from behind Nick Bertucci on a frequent basis. Dalton Berg was DHing tonight. I think he's jumped into right field where Bertucci was. Nick's pitch, swing and missed by Britton Fox. 88 miles per hour, gets it to 0-2. Or make it 1-2, correction, 1-2 after 88, swing and miss. Fox, last chance, Bertucci. Last pitch is a swinging strikeout, and Nick Bertucci celebrates a 3-year career with the Foxes as he closes a 7-6 win with his catcher, Brody Belanger, a first-time Fox. Those two combined for strikeout, ground-out, strikeout, and the Foxes book this one as a 7-6 victory over the Boulder Collegians. Correct myself, 26th win of the season. 26-14 is the final mark for the Foxes in a season when they set a Foxes program home run record over 20-plus years of ball, hitting a new record high in the long ball this year. One tonight from Genesis Nunez for 67, and the Foxes steal 153 bases this year with 6 tonight. A couple of big marks for the Foxes. We saw Connor Kearns, a 3-year Fox. Brady Hall was here for part of this season in his 3rd year with the squad. And Nick Bertucci is featured as the finisher for the Foxes on this Saturday night win over the Boulder Collegians. 7-6, the line score on your screen. Foxes 3 runs in the 4th and in the 7th. Boost them on to the 7-6 win. Nunez, the home run tonight. A solo shot factors into the math of the 1-run win. Thanks to the Boulder Collegians, Tony Rucco and Kent Gregory run a good shop over in Boulder with that Collegians group that plays out of Scott Carpenter Park. Good game tonight, 7-6 to the good guys, the home team, the Foxes, on Strikeout Cancer Night. Thanks to Preston Munch and Rochelle Reynolds, who drive the train, drive the bus for the Foxes every summer. Thanks to Brendan Price with Price Productions for the technical production this summer. Great work on all of our Foxes streams. Thanks to KeyBank the exclusive sponsor of Fox's baseball streams. I'm Thad Anderson. The Foxes go 26-14 on the 2026 summer campaign. Good luck to all Fox's players and all of our summer collegiate players who we came across this summer when they head back to campus in the fall to pick up their careers and keep moving along in the greatest game, America's pastime, ball. Foxes over Collegians 7-6. Enjoy the rest of your summer. So long from City Park.